Привет из Сингапура. С вами передача «ГолубьМира», где разбираем крутые навыки. Спрашиваем на английском, отвечаем на русском. Подтягивайте язык или смотрите перевод в тайм-кодах. Let's talk about market analysis and let's start with the definition.
Market analysis is a science, it is discipline, it is craft to research the market on which you are working or trying to approach. For example, you are a startupper and you start to think about how to open your coffee shop or restaurant or small hotel or, for example, co-working or some other business. And you think, okay, I will open and everything will go well. There is a saying in Russian language, neighbor have grass which are more colorful. I don't know, is it correctly? Or у следа трава зеленее. But after you open your business or your small enterprises, you will find that you have more competitors than you want to have. For example, if you open a hotel, you think I have no concurrent competitors on my area, but suddenly you will realize that I don't know, maybe 20 flats in an area would be presented on Airbnb or some other site. And there is a very funny story. Or for example, you open a shop which you will sell kebab, shawarma, or I don't know, some other kind of fast snack. And you think, okay, there is no another shawarma in the region, or maybe no another lula kebab. But suddenly you will find that for people, it doesn't matter to buy ice cream, to buy shawarma, to buy lula kebab, to buy Big Mac, or to buy wings from the KFC. And this is market research. You should really understand who is your competitors, what you can do better than them. Is your price policy is affordable for people who live nearby or who work or who pass?
So it seems like we might be covering a different disciplines on one skill, and I think it's probably will make sense to give a little things that actually distinguish all of them. So we talk about market research, market analysis, competitor analysis as well. So what are the difference there?
You know, there is a lot of difference. And first, you should understand that not all markets are well described, and you could collect the data. For example, even right now, we conduct a very huge research with help of data which are provided by company 2GIS. 2GIS is a geoinformatic system which work for, I don't know, like 300 cities in Moscow, in Dubai, in Astana, in some other countries. And we get from them a huge amount of lines, like 1 billion lines, where you will see a unique identifier of the person, then you will see time and date, then request, then model of the phone, and then GPS coordinates. And with help of this information, we could compare how many person stay at some places at night or at day. At day, there's a workplace, at night where I'm sleeping and what I'm looking for. And then you also know where competitors located. So you have like several temperature maps. First map, this is city or country at the night. Second, country at the day. Third one is request for some kind of services or goods. And last one, where is your competitors? And you should make so-called mathematical analysis. You should find where requests are much more than your competitors. So you should look for hot places or hot spots. This kind of market analysis. Another variant, for example, you could use special camera to understand how many cars with different numbers come by the road, and you will make photo of them, and then you will try to recognize the number plate to understand, is this car going just in one way or also in back way. In one way, this is passers nearby, but in both ways, maybe people work or live on different sizes of the road. Or for example, you have some goods which are sold in your retail store, and for example, you will find that people often buy bubble gum with Winston, or for example, Coke with Marlboro, or maybe some kind of crackers with smoked shrimps.
That was quite comprehensive description. So let's talk about fundamentals of such a great skill.
First, you should understand how you will get the data. And it is not easy. There are not too many companies and not too many services which you could use. As I told before, for example, we use Google data or Yandex data or Tugis data. Sometimes there are no other stuff you could use. If you have, for example, already someone who is working in same field but is much bigger than you could come to him or her and ask, okay, Maxim, I also want to open small shop. I would sell, for example, purses and bags and more, maybe backpacks. Can you please give me some advices? It would be not a market research by a mathematical way, but it would be research by interview. If you will ask like 10 entrepreneurs who will work in your area or work around your area, you will get maybe not clear, but information would be quite enough to make first suggestions.
And in terms of the levels of mastery, what they possibly could be in terms of the dimensions, scales, depth, and so on.
Let me explain in such a way. It was time when I was transferred from Kyiv to Moscow, and I was suddenly asked by one woman who was previously head of HR in IBM, and now she was from Israel, from Tel Aviv, and now she was working in Moscow for Alpha Bank, and she asked me, okay, come on, Oleg, I know you have been working for some companies and big data and so on. Could you please research the organizational design of our company? And suddenly I was put in the hospital because of this problem of my back. I was laying all the time for 8 days, but I take my notebook with me and I developed 20-dimensional space. It was city, it was salary, it was stage, it was grade, it was some points and some conditions of the work and so on. And I created all tables and all graphics which I can. It was like 384 pages. And when I was already let to go from the hospital, and this was exactly the day when we have meeting, I came and she asked me, okay, maybe you're not ready, but we all know you was in hospital. I say, no, come on. And my assistant comes with a huge bulk of this bricks from the papers with this graphics, and I presented, and everyone was astonished because there is a lot of information. So first, before you start to deep in your data or market data, you should create dimension. You was right. First is dimension. Second, you should understand which dimensions could be put in graphics, in diagrams, in metrics, or in tables. And last one, you should understand which kind of управленческие концепции, management concepts could be used. For example, BCG metrics, McKinsey metrics, Ansov metrics, and so on. If you will put this data in all kind of representation, you will be looking as a professional. And there are a lot of people. Some of them could read, some of them could understand tables, some of them like to look at graphics. And if you will feed every one of them with different kind of food, information food, everyone will say, oh, come on, now I can understand it, and I think that you are professional.
Market analysis seems to be a quite sophisticated process to do. And obviously, when doing all of this research, when even presenting or finding or interpreting and then presenting data, there might be a couple of things that people should be aware. So let's talk about the common mistakes that people make when they're trying to do the market analysis.
First, it's to attempt to find information which are old, irrelevant, or from other markets. A lot of people think that all informations are in internet, but not. Internet, it's a huge can with непросеянная информация.
Unsorted,
unsuitable information. Never use internet. You should go to some companies which collect data on this market. There are a lot of them. In different companies, I know at least 1 or 2 or 3. And for some markets, even School of Troubleshooters gives benchmarks and so on. First, you should understand and to find fresh data. Second, you should know algorithms, how to process this data. For example, in 2 or 3 months, we will start in School of Troubleshooter, a new skill. It's called algorithms. And this is, this between usual mindset, programmistic mindset, and algorithmic is between them. Algorithmic is how to write technical request. Задание техническое. Technical request
That's correct.
You know, if you can program, it's okay. If you know how to process the data, it's okay. But not too many people among managers who could create technical requests, and it is very important. So you not just need information; you also should understand how you will process it. And last one, the third level, you should understand. Okay, if you will get an answer for your question, is it suitable to implement? So never ask questions which would be not useful for you.
And with the development of the technology, and especially given that you mentioned that all of the information might be like hidden in the silos and often not really discovered, I probably would compare it like when you put the rock and there is like a little world behind it. So what is the future of market analysis, and where people also should be looking at of the some places that not being seen before in order to make it efficient, and how the technologies will help with it?
Technology will never help. You know, a lot of people who wants to pay nothing and to get everything. I like the saying, it was 20 years ago, said, when we have a more powerful computer, we will have no more information, but we will type more. So we type just letters. We ask someone, can you please send me, can you please answer my question, and so on. But to collect the data, you should have clear vision and money. You should buy sources. You will never get information from survey or some other documents. A lot of people who are trying to use information which is hidden in some kind of books. I don't know exactly, but maybe 3 weeks ago, this was a letter via LinkedIn by one person who is billionaire, American one, and he asked me if I'm able to read one document. He wants maybe to invest in some startup, but he didn't sure that the digits were right. And when I was looking for the digits, there were snoski. How to say snoska? Like link to sources.
Or something like this.
Like link to sources.
Link to sources.
Yes. And there were some books which was written not by scientists. For example, if you will use this, you will get 10% of the market, but 10% is a very huge amount of information of persons, of goods, on other real stuff. So there is a saying in IT world, garbage in, garbage out. If you will use some very specific instrument or algorithms, but on input you will get like a sheet, you will never get a gem.
And in terms of the how market analysis could help this world a better place, what could be your opinion?
You know, every marketer and every entrepreneur looking for a silver bullet. Silver bullet is to kill someone who is нечисть.
Demons or
yes,
undead.
to kill the demons, to find some kind of uncovered or hidden word under the rocks you already mentioned. So to find these rocks, you need to be very specific. You need to be very patient, and you need to create a lot of different models, and you should look very deep in it. For example, when we with my wife were building a dental clinic, I was building 156 different models, and just 2 of them were quite impressive for me, but all other were just very primitive.
А мы рассмотрели навык анализ рынка и чем он полезен именно вам. Всем мира!